This video is brought to you by Amaretto, the drink of choice.
That's mine.
Oh. This video is brought to you by Tanqueray.
Also mine, but I'm letting him have some.
Yay!
This is what happens when you're an adult on a Tuesday night and you're like, let's film a video and drink, why not?
And you get people go, get a gerb! And I go,
Get a gerb.
I have a gerb.
Rishi Sunak wants us to get different jobs though, so...
Oh, everyone always wants us to get different jobs. That's the thing about being in the arts. The first thing everyone always asks is, are you famous? No, get another job then. Which my response goes, oh, you're a doctor. Have you saved a life today? No, then you're not a very good doctor then, are you? It's like, is anyone here a doctor? I am. Then you're a nerd! Thank you.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, in our last video together, I discovered that Josh didn't know the story of... What is the show? It's The Sound of Music, Josh!
I thought it might be that. Wait, there's Nazis? I've never actually seen The Sound of Music.
Don't you know the story of The Sound of Music?
No, I've never seen it.
Josh didn't know the story of The Sound of Music, and I feel like I need to correct him on this. But rather than just tell him the plot, because that'd be quite boring, I thought I would...
apparently, and yet, she's about to, and you.
Yes, but through the medium of amaretto, so it's fine.
And gin.
And gin for him. So Josh, what do you think the plot of The Sound of Music is?
I don't know.
Like, just from the title and now knowing there are Nazis in it, what do you think the plot might be?
Okay, so knowing that there are Nazis in it now, and obviously it's got The Hills Are Alive with The Sound of Music song in it, so my thinking is it like some kind of narrative where it's literally just before the Second World War starts and they're singing and they're happy and then suddenly the Nazis turn up and then we fast forward to that scene from the end of The Pianist. Great film, by the way.
So you think it's Nazi, like,
it goes from
Happy Hills, Nazis, The Pianist?
Yes, probably by way of Schindler's List or something. That's kind of what I imagine it being like.
Okay.
Yeah, I know it had Julie Andrews in it, and part of me is kind of... And my first thought was going, Jesus Christ, Mary Poppins. I know you're set in 1910, so is this the sequel where she makes her way over to Austria, and this time the Trouble Kids just happen to be fascists?
You do realise that, like, you don't have just an actress playing the same...
Why?
Well, actually, that's quite a good educated guess.
Thank you.
Bearing in mind, I haven't watched The Sound of Music properly in over a decade, so some of the details might be a bit fuzzy.
But a lot of alcohol since then and now.
But this is what happens in The Sound of Music, right?
Okay, go on.
We're in Austria.
Right.
So, I'm eating some ice. We're in Austria.
I thought we were in undisclosed location.
No, it's set in Austria.
You said we're in Austria, I was going...
No, as in, the movie is in Austria.
Alright, cool.
/ the musical is in Austria.
Gotcha.
Maria is training to be a nun. She's like, yeah, in for those nun times. She's running about the hills being like... What? She's like, nun, banging, love it. Where do I sign up?
Okay.
But anyway, she's running through the hills because, you know, Austria, there's lots of hills, lots of nice stuff. And she's like, loving the hills, music, beautiful, running about. Goes back to the convent. The nuns are like, how do we solve a problem like Maria? Because she's not really acting really nun-like. She's too much of a free spirit. She's loving life. She's not chill enough. She's not chill enough for the nunnery.
So she's not quite mastered the Catholic guilt yet then?
I don't know if it's Catholics. Is it Catholics in Austria? I thought, isn't that like a hotbed of Lutheranism?
I
don't know what denomination the nuns are. I wasn't paying attention when I was a child.
Nuns are Catholic, always Catholic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Protestants and Lutherans don't really have nuns because obviously Lutheran left the Catholic Church, that he kind of sort of rejoined it after the 30 years. Well, that's another video.
It is another video. That's nothing to do with the plot. Basically, there are some nuns, and they're like, Maria, you're mental. What are you doing?
Yeah.
So, there's this captain army dude, and they're like, his wife has died, and they need a nanny for their 9 children.
9?
There's a lot of children.
9?
Yeah. There's a lot of children. The oldest one is Liesel, who's 16, and I think there's 2 boys and the rest of them are girls, and the youngest one is 6. So like 16 to 6. 16 to 6. Anyway, so they're like...
That's a lot of children. She was pretty much pumping out a kid every year.
And now she's dead.
Maria's Julie Andrews' character.
Yes.
So, wait, just so we're clear, she's going off to be a nanny again.
It's not Mary Poppins.
I don't know. Maria, Mary.
No, Mary
she's
Poppins.
getting off to be a nun again. She's singing just like she was doing it. Did Mary Poppins have like some kind of breakdown between 1910 and 1939? Join the nunnery.
But Maria can't fly, and she doesn't have a chimney
Look, just because she doesn't do it in the film doesn't mean she can't do it.
No, but she doesn't. She skips and plays guitar.
Alright, fair enough.
It's completely different.
But also, to be fair, at that point, Bert would be like,
Can I continue telling you the story?
Alright, okay, fine. I'm just saying, these are definitely the same people.
They're not.
Was there like some kind of like... Also, I swear...
Maria is blonde and Austrian and Aryan. Like, Mary Poppins was like, had a bun and shit.
Mary Poppins could jump into paintings. I'm fairly certain she's got access to hair dye.
I don't think they had blonde hair dye in Victorian times.
Also that bag, and she can, and her fucking demon parrot umbrella was alive.
Well,
she can definitely change her hair, Michaela. This woman, you know, I'm not. Let's not say that she can't do something as simple as changing her hair colour. All right, if the Romans can dye their hair, Time Lord Mary Poppins can dye her hair, and change the last two letters of her name.
I'm gonna need more amaretto.
All right, carry on. So what does not Mary Poppins do?
So.
Or a Perry Moppins.
So she gets called in by Mother Superior, I'm assuming, and they're like, look, Maria, are you sure you want to be a nun? Because, like, it's a very different life. And she's like, no, Mother Superior, I'm, like, totally ready for the nun times. Love it. And they were like, well, just to be sure, why don't you spend some time in the real world? It's like a magical fairy. No, why don't you spend some time in the real world and go nanny these kids? And she's like, great, what can possibly go wrong?
In 1939.
The Nazis haven't gone into Austria yet, so it's like so it's not Nazi Austria yet.
Alright, so
yeah, no, as in like they're not like officially in.
Alright, okay, but Hitler's
like,
definitely in power at this point.
Yeah,
right.
I assume so.
Well, yeah,
again, wasn't paying attention to that when I was a kid, but yes. So she's going up to the house and she's like, I have confidence in sunshine, I have confidence in rain, because she's like, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna be good to the kids, they're gonna love me, I'm gonna make some changes, take a look at yourself and make a change. And then she gets there and like, they're really, really strict with the kids. So the guy's like a military dad and he's like, gets all the kids to line up and they answer to like military whistles and they march everywhere. And she's like, this is not how kids are meant to be living. This is where it gets a little bit fuzzy.
Is that because it's been so long because the amaretta's kicking in?
No, it's because it's been so long. So the main plot is that she helps the kids find fun and love. And then you get those classics like Doe a Deer. She teaches them music. That's what she does. They're not allowed music, I think, because he's sad because his wife died. I think. So she like teaches them music and teaches them Doe a Deer so they learn their scales and they immediately pick it up and they're all pitch perfect, obviously.
It's almost like they're actors.
Yes. Oh, that she makes them dresses and lederhosen out of curtains because they've only been given military uniforms to wear. So she makes them fun clothes.
Are you sure their dad's just not a Nazi as well?
No, he's not a Nazi because that's the whole point. He's not a Nazi, but he's just very like discipline, and like, yeah, and he's really strict with his kids because he can't love because his heart has been frozen. But he's seeing...
Also, you know, the toxic masculinity of the early 20th century.
Yeah, pretty much. Carrying on. Right, so that's like the main A plot for most of the film.
Yeah.
There's a couple of like B plots. So Liesel is obviously 16 and she's in like kind of fancies this boy called Fritz.
Lidl and Fritz.
Is it? No, that's the kid in the Nutcracker.
It's a bit racist, isn't it? Just because they're in Austria doesn't mean
No.
Fritz.
It's like Fritz or Hans or something.
Oh, Michaela, stop being racist to German people.
It's a very Germany Austrian-y name. I can't remember his name. They sing 16 going on 17, but he's kind of leaning towards like Nazism and is like, you know what, it's what's best for our country.
Yeah, we all know that worked out swimmingly.
Yes. Also, the captain dude has a girlfriend. And I think maybe she's into the Nazis as well, or maybe she's just very strict and posh and upper class Austrian and it's like, yes, I don't care about the children. But she's not really bonding with the children and obviously Maria is. But the captain starts falling in love with Maria because obviously that's what happens. Oh, the kids start doing singing competitions. I am jumping around. There's But it's important later. So the kids are really getting into their music. There's a party. They sing a little song for the party guests. There's something about a lonely goat at one point, but I can't remember how the goat fits into the rest of the story. But everyone's like, oh, the kids are so cute. And then the captain starts to come around and is like, you know what, maybe having happiness in our household isn't that bad. And maybe Maria, you know, she's homely and fit. So that's nice.
Oh, okay, and this took a weird turn.
Well, they end up together in the end, spoilers.
Oh, alright. Okay.
So I'm assuming he finds her physically attractive, otherwise that'd be really weird.
I mean, it's Julie Andrews in the 1960s, so, you know.
It's cute Julie Andrews.
She was alright looking.
Yeah, she was a beautiful woman.
She was.
Anyway.
I mean, to be fair, she still is in so many ways. Truly, she is an international treasure.
She really is. Anyway, so the Nazis are coming, and like, the captain is really not into the Nazis. He's like, mate, Austria is great. We don't need these fascists coming in here.
Yeah, to be fair, Austria and Germany had an interesting relationship. For most of their history. Well, for like the 50 years that Germany had existed at this point.
I think there's a moment where the Nazis come and they're like, you've got to swear your allegiance or like fly the Nazi flag on your house because you have a fancy house. And the captain's like, no! Not doing it. Nazis bad. So he's like, Nazis bad, not into it. Maybe like his girlfriend is kind of into Nazis and that's why they break up, because she's like, dude, no. And he's like, dudess, no. Fritz / Hans / whoever the boyfriend of Liesel is like fully joined like the junior SS and is like a full-on Nazi, and she's like,
Das Hitler Jugend.
yeah, and she's like, why? And he's like, I've got to do this, it's for our country. And she's like, you're mental. And she's really, really upset. No, not escape Germany. They want to escape Austria.
Yeah.
And they want to go to Switzerland, because Switzerland is like, hey, keeping it neutral. And
by being the place which kind of went, oh yeah, so Nazis, yeah, that's all good, but we kind of own your banks, so you're going to leave us alone, aren't you? And then the Germans went, yeah, all right.
so they want to go to Switzerland, but they can't just up and go because I think they're under surveillance. I'm assuming it would make sense for them to be under surveillance because he's like high up in like the Austrian military or navy or something important,
military,
and so he can't just be.
I don't think Austria, because Austria's landlocked. So
I don't know, but basically he can't just be like, okay, I'm leaving the country, peace, because they'd be like, dude, why are you leaving the country? So they've got to like escape on the sly. So they're like, what about this amazing singing competition? Because the kids can sing. By this point,
wait. So just so I'm clear, Nazis turn up. Nazis bad. How do we get away from the Nazis? Do we just leave? Nah.
No. Let me
Singing
explain. No, let me explain. So the singing, they have to do
this is like the most 1960s thing ever.
No. Right, because they're now like
sing our way from the Nazis.
Josh, they're like the Von Trapp family singers. Can you stop? No, can you? Because it's actually clever, right?
All right, okay.
So they're the Von Trapp family singers. So they're doing like this concert, and basically the kids do their song, so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye, ba-bam, when all the kids leave one by one, and that's like their finale number. So it's like all the kids can leave, and as they're like scurrying out, in the film, this was added for the film, Daddy Von Trapp is like, I'm gonna sing a Austrian folk song, which actually isn't an Austrian folk song. Rodgers and Hammerstein wrote it, but everyone thinks it is.
Oh my god.
Called Edelweiss. So he's singing Edelweiss and everyone's like, oh yeah, Austria's amazing. And all the Nazis are like, hey, why are you singing this Austrian song, bitch? So then he leaves and then they're like, they've gone, they've escaped. And then they're hiding in a grave. And then Fritz / Hans / the boyfriend, I think, sees them, but he doesn't dob them in because even though he's a Nazi, he has like one shred of compassion for Liesel, and he's like, I'm not gonna
Nazis.
You know what I mean? He's still a bad Nazi, but you know, it's his story.
He's a bad Nazi, but a good person.
He's a bad Nazi, but he just, you know, love conquers Nazism, I guess, briefly.
Something like that.
Until, you know, it's people that you don't actually care about, and then you can just kill them for no reason. So they escape. I think the nuns might help them as well. And they walk over the Alps?
They walk over the Alps.
Yeah. They walk over the Alps into Switzerland.
Also,
true story.
Also, just to be clear, just so that I know, so they left, so they sang their way out of the singing competition,
Yes.
hid in a grave.
I don't know if it was a singing competition or if it was just a concert.
So either way, they left and they hid in a grave.
Well, they didn't hide in a grave. They hid in a graveyard.
They hid in a graveyard.
I think in the film. I think they hid in a graveyard.
Okay, so they hid in a graveyard, and the Nazis were looking for them.
Mhm.
And then the Nazis just left.
No, they didn't just leave, but they were like, "Oh, they're not here."
But there's a
because they're like, "Oi, Fritz / Hans / the boyfriend, can you see anything?" And he's like looking into their faces, and he's like, "No, sir, there's no one." And they're like, "We'll take your word for it."
This is the worst army patrol ever. They are the biggest fuck ups in my opinion. It's like, alright, so we've got this 17-year-old kid, native kid.
Yeah, but he's like going full Nazi, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's like, dude, the Nazis are the way to go.
Yeah, but be that as it may, the Nazis still send them out in pairs. This is how you do a manhunt.
Well, maybe he was with a pair, but he kind of went that way.
No, man. Alright.
Did I direct the film?
No, you didn't. But
did I direct the musical?
Look, if you let me finish, if you let me finish, it's a good thing when you think about it, but it's one of those things where you kind of go, all right, so this is very clearly why the Nazis lost the war.
So that is The Sound of Music. Lots of good songs in it. Do you know some of the songs?
I recognise the stuff you were singing. I didn't know Edelweiss was from...
Yeah, Edelweiss.
Okay.
3 little birds and a lonely goat, ole, 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 hoo.
Wait, that's from that thing as well?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I did not know that.
And, raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens, bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens, brown paper packages tied up with strings. These are a few of my favourite things. Girls in white dresses with... You know that song?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
that's from that as well.
Oh, fair enough. I thought that was from that, but, but I've never seen the film, have I? So,
Yeah, there's a storm and everyone's scared. And I think in the olden days, the captain would have been like, "Stop being scared, you wusses!" I don't really know how to finish this video. Or do you want to carry on talking about...
Nazis?
No, not about Nazis.
One eternity later.
We need to end this video.
Yeah, we do. We keep trying to end it, and it just doesn't seem to be taking.
It isn't working. So, that was the video. Josh, do you feel enlightened on the plot of The Sound of Music?
I feel like I know the plot of The Sound of Music. There's a lot of Nazis in there.
There are a lot of Nazis.
So many Nazis.
There's actually not a lot of individual Nazis, but the Nazis are
they're coming. It's the end of the 1930s.
Yeah,
their numbers are only going to go up at this point.
It really is, yeah. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing. We'd love to have you on the channel. Stay tuned for more theatre content from a UK perspective, more chats with Josh, be they quizzes or just alcohol-fueled. Who knows? And we will see you all in my next video. Bye, friends!
Bye-bye!